This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, good morning. So we'll be starting the session. Okay. So this session is meant for demonstration. Okay, we are going to give demo on artificial intelligence of things. Okay, so artificial intelligence of things is the combination of two things. One is machine learning, another one is IoT. Maybe most of you heard about IoT, right? Some of you already listened to this IoT somewhere, maybe in the workshop or maybe in some webinar. Okay, about Internet of Things. Okay, so how many of you know here Internet of Things? You can type in the chat. Okay, so some of you can type in the chat for all the questions that I ask here. You can type in the chat. So how many of you know IoT previously? Internet of Things. How many of you know Internet of Things? So there is a PowerPoint slides. You can view the slides. Yeah, you can see my PowerPoint. Can you hear me, all of you? Yeah, some of you can talk now. Either Appal Naidu, Naresh, Dilip, Kumar, Mohan Krishna, Pawan Kumar, Shruti, Vamshi. Okay, so can you see the presentation, Mohan Krishna? Can you see my presentation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We can.
Okay, so
Yes,
all of
sir.
you can see the presentation. Okay, good. How many of you know IoT?
Don't know, sir.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. No worries. Okay, so simple. So artificial intelligence of things, okay, is the trending technology, new trending technology. So most of the companies today are using this technology. Okay, so ECE, EEE, CSE, mechanical, IT students are working in this domain, artificial intelligence of things. Okay, so artificial intelligence of things is combination of two important fields. One is IoT, another field is machine learning. Okay, so I'll be giving you overview of both of these fields now. Okay, so try to understand. So artificial intelligence of things is combination of two things. One is machine learning, another one is IoT. IoT is simply internet of things, internet of things. So ML means machine learning, machine learning. So we are actually trying to combine these two. So combination of Internet of Things and machine learning gives the smarter world, means you can design smarter products by using the combination of these two. Okay, so now I will explain you what is IoT, and then I will give you more information about machine learning and how we can combine these two to design smarter products. Okay, so there are so many smarter products today. So how many of you know Tesla car? How many of you heard about Tesla car? Tesla car or self-driving car? Self-driving car. Do you know about self-driving car? Have you heard about self-driving car?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So how self-driving car works?
Some
How a
sensors.
self-driving works? Yes. See, self-driving means automatically it will drive on its own. Okay. So there is no driver, no driver, no driver. If there is a driver, what a driver can do? So driver will do observations, like he will observe about the speed, he will observe about the obstacles. Okay, so everything particularly a driver can observe, and he will drive a particular vehicle safely, right? That's a actually advantage of having a driver in the car while driving. Okay, so generally we if you are new to the driving, generally we fear to drive it, right? Because we don't know how to adjust everything, how to adjust the speed, how to adjust the direction. But self-driving car, if you see the self-driving car means driverless car, there is no driver in that, but still it will go very safely and accurately. How it can go very safely, how it can go very accurately? Okay, so it depends on two important concepts. Okay, self-driving cars works with two important concepts. Those two important concepts are IoT and machine learning. Okay, so try to understand. If you take any autonomous device, it can be a self-driving car, or it can be a robo, self moving robot, or anything. If you take any automation in industrial area, so they all work with these two concepts. One is IoT, another concept is machine learning. Okay, so generally, yeah, some of you are saying that we need sensors. Yes, we need sensors because we want to read the direction, we want to know whether there is an obstacle or not, and we want to know what is the speed we are driving at. Okay, so these are all actually parameters we have to measure continuously. Okay, so we have to measure speed continuously, we have to check for obstacles on the road continuously, and we have to check for the direction continuously, and we have to check for the location continuously. So we have to measure continuously all these parameters. Okay, how we can measure? Okay, so here the IoT plays an important role. Remember, all of you, IoT, so Internet of Things, plays an important role in measuring all parameters in real time. Like it can measure all, like location, speed, direction, all these parameters will be measured continuously in real time. Okay, in real time. So we should read on time, right? So for example, you are driving the car, so if it is reading after half an hour, we will end up with an accident, right? So it should read on real time. Okay, so real time readings must be obtained. So real time readings can be obtained by using Internet of Things. Okay, so means things are connected to the internet, we are connecting things to the internet. Okay, I'll be talking more about Internet of Things here. Okay, so is this clear, all of you? Do you have any doubts regarding this? No. Okay, so then I will proceed to the next slide to give you more information. Okay, so remember these two, so technologies like Internet of Things technology, machine learning technology, these two are trending technologies, trending, and also most promising for upcoming engineers. For example, you are all upcoming engineers, right? You are going to become an engineer, okay, in the near future. So if you want to step into a good career, Okay, so these are the promising technologies. One is IoT, another one is machine learning. Okay, so for example, today we are actually having 3 batches. We are running 3 batches. We are giving training to many of the mission students. Even those who are doing PhD also learning with us. Even CEOs also learning with us. So what we are trying to do is, so here most of the students are from mechanical, electrical, pharmacy, even ECE. Why? So how pharmacy students can learn this machine learning and IoT? How mechanical student can learn? See, it's all about the technology, not about our background. Okay, so you can learn anything. I can also learn anything. Okay, so anyone can learn anything. It depends on the future, right? If the future lies somewhere, we should learn it, right? So I say future belongs to IoT, so we should learn IoT. If the future belongs to machine learning, then we should learn machine learning. Okay, so because these are the trending technologies, you can go to the Google and you can search in the Google search what are the trending technologies. Okay, you can see these 2 terms are trending today. And anyone with any background, with any knowledge, can pursue, okay, machine learning. So and for IoT, you should know basic electronics at least. Okay, so because IoT will be revolving around the concepts like electronics, sensors, actuators, and then programming, few programming concepts. So IoT requires some background like ECE or EEE or CSE. Students can learn this IoT, or even mechanical are learning. For example, in GBP, we trained 20 mechanical students just before 1 month. Okay, so it's all about interest towards technology. Okay, remember this technology median salary is 15.2 lakh per annum, means per year they are getting 15 lakhs. Okay, whereas in IT sector they are getting 8.65 lakhs. 15 lakhs per annum for a fresh, for average salaries for all the levels will be 15 lakhs. Maybe for fresher it will be 6 lakhs per annum. This is the salary today. Okay, for IoT engineers. Even for machine learning also they have salaries like 6 lakhs, 8 lakhs salaries are available. Okay, so the combination of these two is creating new fields. Remember, when you combine these two, okay, so these two are creating new fields like IIoT, Industrial Internet of Things, Industry 4.0, Industry 4.0. Okay, these are all upcoming technologies, trending technologies. Okay, companies like Siemens company, ABB, Schindler Electric. These are all actually electrical companies. Generally, we know Siemens, ABB, Schindler. If you go to their websites, just Google their website, Siemens website. So if you see, there are more articles on IIoT, Industry 4.0, Internet of Things. Okay, because these are all actually companies who make PLCs. The most of the industrial automation will be happening through the PLCs. Now they are shifting from PLC to IIoT. Remember, so the era is changed. So PLC era is Industry 3.0. We call PLC era as Industry 3.0. Now we are stepping into new era. That new era is Industry 4.0. Okay, so now there are very few people available to work in this industry. Very few people know about Industry 4.0. Even some of the students don't know about Industry 4.0, don't know about what is IIoT. Okay, so now the time is like you should learn what industry needs. Okay, industry needs are Industry 4.0, industry needs are IIoT, industry needs are IoT connected PLCs, IoT connected automation systems. Okay, so these are all industry needs today. Okay, if people are learning PLC and stopping there. Okay, some of the industry people, they know PLC but they don't know IoT. They don't know IIoT. They don't know Industry 4.0. So the now time is how to upgrade ourselves to this training technology, to the upcoming technology, so that you can be absorbed in a very good company. Okay, so that's the aim of this course. Actually, we are giving this course for that purpose. Okay, is this clear, all of you? Why IIoT is important? Why Industry 4.0 is important? Because today most of the industries are using, every company is using. Okay, because of COVID-19 we are staying at homes, right? All of you are staying at homes, right? So in industries still robots are working. Do you know, when we are not working, still robots are working in few industries in Japan, even in Europe, also in America, okay, even in China. So in industries, those industries which are fully made autonomous through robotic processes, they are doing more better than industries who are purely dependent on human. So actually they are doing more better. So in the near future we are going to have a shift from industry 3.0 to industry 4.0. So is this clear, all of you? I hope this gives some information about. So what is the use of Industry 4.0? So Industry 4.0 will be obtained only through the combination of these two concepts. Okay. And then moving on to next slide. Okay. So what is IoT? So first we should know what is IoT, because most of you are new to IoT. Remember, IoT is Internet of Things. Means what? Simple. Connecting things to the internet. So very simple concept, connecting things to the internet. Okay, for example, in self driving car or autonomous car, okay, what we do is we are connecting car to the internet, right? It's very simple. We are connecting car to the internet. In home automation, how many of you heard about home automation? Home automation, yeah. Now you can talk now if you know. Anyone? Give the name and say the answer, please. Home automation. Yes, Ayyappa Naidu, Naresh, Dilip Talari, G. Kumar, Shruti, Vamshi.
Sir,
Yeah,
lights
yeah,
on,
please.
lights turn on by speaking something.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. Yeah. So we can control
Turn
lights
on.
through voice, right? Through voice.
Yes,
Okay, that's a very good example of AIoT. That's actually example of AI plus IoT, because it's not just IoT. When you are using voice, then it comes AI. Okay, and then controlling part you will have IoT. So very good example. Your name?
Mohan sir.
Okay, Mohan Krishna, very good. So see, there is a one example like connecting. Home automation is simple. Connecting lights, fans, and electrical appliances to the internet and controlling them through the voice or through the app. That is one example for IoT. Okay, means it's simple. Here, what we are connecting to the internet is important. Okay, here we are connecting lights. You can connect light, you can connect fan, you can connect motor, you can connect diesel generator, you can connect a car, you can connect a bus, you can connect a table, you can connect a bench, you can connect a shirt. So everything can be connected. Remember, anything, you can connect anything to the internet and you can control and you can monitor. These are the two things we have to do, either controlling things or monitoring things. For example, sometimes we want to control a motor. Okay, so you can do it by using IoT. Suppose you want to monitor a generator. For example, you want to monitor fuel level in the generator. Yes, diesel generator is there. You want to understand what is the fuel level in the generator. You kept a diesel generator in your field somewhere in the farm. Okay, and you are sitting at your home, but you want to understand what is the fuel level in my generator. Okay, so without going to the field, by sitting at your home, you want to check what is the fuel level, so you can check it if your diesel generator is connected to the internet. So is this clear? So simple thing, connecting things to the internet either for control purpose or for monitoring purpose. Okay, so this is actually simple definition of IoT. So IoT can be defined as connecting things to the internet for either controlling or monitoring. Okay, so I'll be giving you here the simple explanation. Suppose, so we have taken a simple example here. So diesel generator, suppose this is the diesel generator, this is diesel generator. Now you want to monitor fuel level. So you are sitting at home. Here it is, at your home you have a laptop and you want to see everything in your laptop. Okay, you want to see the fuel level. What is the fuel level in my diesel generator? How many liters available? Okay, you want to see whether 10 liters of fuel is available or 5 liters of fuel is available. So you are sitting at your home. This is your home and you have laptop and you want to see the data in the laptop. So here this is the farm, your agriculture farm. In your agriculture farm you have the diesel generator. So there is a distance from farm to the home. Maybe for example there is a distance of 5 kilometers or 10 kilometers. It can be anything, or 100 kilometers. So there is a distance of maybe some kilometers between the farm, your agriculture field, and your home. Okay, so now you want to monitor fuel level in this diesel generator from your home. Okay, you are at home. So how to monitor it? Okay, to monitor it, what you to do? Yeah, any guess? What is the first step to monitor? What do you need to monitor fuel level? Yes, any guess? Naresh, Naidu, Dilip, Kumar. Some of you enrolled with the roll numbers 211 or lateral entry regular 211 or regular 217. Sunil, anyone can give answer. So what is the first step we should do? Now we want to monitor fuel level in the diesel generator. So what we should do first? So we need some sensor, right? We need a sensor.
Sir, we need a sensor that which checks the level of fuel and shows it in a laptop, like just like some indicator.
Okay, very good. So good answer. Your name?
My name is Sunil, sir.
Okay, Sunil. Good. So see, we have a sensor, right? So we need a sensor. So this is a fuel level sensor. So you will get these sensors available in the commercial market. We can buy one. So fuel level sensor. So now we have to keep this fuel level sensor in the fuel tank. So now the sensor will be reading the data. Okay, the sensor output will be some analog voltage or digital voltage. Generally sensors will be giving you the output as a voltage, generally analog voltage. So generally what is a sensor? Sensor which converts any physical parameter into analog voltage or digital voltage. Okay, so that's a simple definition we can say. Okay, so here what we do is, so sensor definition derived from transducer. Okay, transducer. So we'll see details. I'm not going deep. Okay, I'll be giving you brief understanding about the concept. Okay, so here sensor, it will read fuel level and gives that information in analog voltage or digital voltage. Now we have to convert this digital voltage or analog voltage into fuel level in terms of liters. Okay, so how to give that information, how to convert this analog voltage or digital voltage into fuel level? Okay, see here, this is a controller or processor, generally microprocessor or microcontroller. We have to interface, we have to connect the sensor to this microcontroller. Remember, always we have to connect the sensor to the controller. Once you connect the sensor to the controller, then you have to write a program. You have to write a program in the controller or processor. That program is called as firmware. Okay, when you write a program in controller or processor, that program is called firmware. So we have to write the firmware in this particular controller to read fuel level sensor data, and then it has to convert the data. Now this controller will have the data. Okay, it converted the data. So remember, so these are the one we indicated with ones, zeros. Okay, yeah, so it's a digital format. If it is digital format, you can indicate with this 1 zeros. So now your sensor data is available in the controller. What is the next step? We want to reach your home. How to reach the home? How to get data at your home? So now to get data, so we have a distance 5 kilometers or 100 kilometers. We should not use wire. We cannot use a wire. Okay, so it has to, data should travel from this controller to this particular home wirelessly in the air. We have to send data in the air. How to send data in the air? So we have to use some wireless connectivity, guys. Okay, so we have to use some wireless connectivity. So how you can use wireless connectivity? Okay, so what are the various connecting technologies? So we have to send data from here to here. Okay, so this is the stage called as networks, transmit remaining data to the cloud or local server. So we need a network, remember, between your home. So from your home to the node, so from your node to the home, there must be some network. This network should be wireless network. You have to use the wireless network to connect your node to the your computer. Okay, so remember, this computer directly we cannot get into the computer. Remember, generally this computer, before coming to the computer, we need to have a cloud. We generally use cloud. So see, we have to send data from this node to the cloud. To send data from node to the cloud is simple. Try to understand. Cloud is simply a storage space where you can store data. Means you have sensor data, right? Fuel data, and we want to store. Where to store? Okay, so we want to store in the cloud. Okay, cloud is connected to the internet, somewhere in the internet. Okay, so and then from the cloud we will get the data into the laptop, or you can get the data into the mobile application. You can do that. Okay, so now our aim is to send this data to the cloud. How to send this data to the cloud? Okay, so we have to use network. You can use wireless networks. So how to have wireless networks? To get wireless networks, you can use Wi-Fi based internet connectivity. You know how to use Wi-Fi. You can use 3G mobile connectivity, 3G or 5G, 4G, or you can use Bluetooth technology. These are the technologies we can use to connect your node to the cloud, so that your data from the node can travel from here to your cloud. Once your data can travel from node to the cloud, then the data is in the cloud. Once data is in the cloud, the next step is you have to read this data in your laptop, or you have to read this data in your mobile phone. Okay, to read this data in your laptop or to read this data in your mobile, so we need some application app. This app can be web application, or this can be Android application, so that we can see the data in your smartphone or in your computer. In this way, a IoT device works. So IoT device consists of three important things. One is node. Node is simple, right? Controller plus sensors is called as node. Combination of sensors and node, and then connecting technology is called as node. Okay, is this clear? If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Any doubts regarding this? Yes, I'll be waiting for you guys, so you can ask me any doubt. Okay, no doubts. Okay, I'll be proceeding. Excellent. Right. So we have three important things: designing node, designing network, designing cloud. Okay. So these are the three things we need while designing IoT product. If you want to design IoT product, we should know how to choose the node, how to design the node, how to set up the network, and then what cloud we should use. So we no need to design the clouds. Already there are so many clouds existing. Okay, you can use the existing cloud. Okay, so there are free clouds, open source clouds. There are some clouds which are commercial. Okay, we have to pay for that. Okay, so generally while we are learning to design IoT products, what we do is we generally use open source or freely available clouds. Okay, so that's the idea. So how we can design IoT products. So when you design this product, what happens directly in real time? So from anywhere in the world, okay, maybe you are at home or maybe in your USA or maybe you are in Europe, you can see your diesel generator fuel level from anywhere in the world once your diesel generator is connected to the internet. That's the idea of IoT. Okay, I think the concept of IoT is clear to all of you, right? Is this clear? Yeah, excellent. Right. So see, you can connect anything, guys. So it's not just diesel generator. You can connect phone, watches, thermostats, cars, meters, sensors, clothing, band-aid. Okay, you can connect anything in the world. Okay, there is no matter, like you can connect anything provided that that can be useful. Okay, so we should not connect without any use, right? There should be some use. Yes or no? So when connecting things to the internet, we should think the purpose. Why I'm connecting that? That's the idea. I know you can use anything if there is a purpose. If there is a purpose. So you can even connect a cricket bat. So for example, here you can see a cricket bat, right? So you can connect this cricket bat to the internet. So what is the use of connecting cricket bat to the internet? Any use? Naidu or Sunil, Mohan Krishna. If you connect your bat to the internet, what happens? See, yes, please.
Yes, sir. We can calculate.
Yes,
Hello. We can calculate
yes,
the speed
please.
of the bat, angle of the
Excellent,
bat, and something we can calculate.
excellent. So see, while practicing, okay, to hit the six or to hit the four, so first we should know what is the force by which we should hit a ball. Okay, so it depends on getting a six or hitting four is purely based on with what force we are hitting, with what angle we are lifting the bat. Okay, so and these are all important parameters. Okay, for example, there is a concept called as virtual coach. Without a coach we can learn cricket. How we can learn? So your bat can be your coach. Bat can be your coach. So for example, you played 100 balls, 100 balls. So after playing 100 balls, your bats gives information like, oh, today you scored only 10 runs. Okay, you were out 3 times, only 1 4. So without any person's intervention, directly your bat can give all this information to you. It will coach you, it will train you. How it can coach you, how it can train you? Okay, so it can coach purely based on two important things. One is, so based on the sensor data, so sensor data like back lift angle and then force. So based on all the sensors data, it will calculate the score, whether you can hit the six or you can hit the four or you can be out. Okay, these are all purely based on the data. So we have data. From this data, we have to obtain the output. What is the output? Either 6, 4, out. So how to convert this data into 6 or 4 or out? Because we have data about only angles and forces. How we can convert angles, forces into 6s, 4s, outs? How we can do that? Is this catch out or not a catch out? Is it okay? How we can calculate that? or it may be direct, wickets down maybe. So how we can calculate that? So here comes data analysis. Remember, here comes data analysis. Okay, we have parameters, but you don't know how to use those parameters. Okay, now how to use those parameters? So you have angle. How to use angle? We have angle. We have force. So based on these data, angle data, force data, the next step is we have to apply some analysis. Here we have to do some analysis. This analysis is simply a data analysis or a machine learning. Data analysis and machine learning. So here comes data analysis and machine learning, which converts existing angle and force data into sixes, forces, runouts, okay, or catchouts, or it can be a wicket down. So it's purely based on simple data. Okay, so we are converting data into useful outcomes. So this is possible through analysis. That analysis is simply machine learning. That is machine learning. So I think you got some understanding. Okay, so how we are combining here IoT and AI, IoT and machine learning. AI and machine learning will be using interchangeably because machine learning is the subset of AI. Okay, IoT is used to collect data about force and angle, whereas machine learning is the score or the outs. Okay, is this clear, all of you? Is this clear how we are combining IoT and machine learning? So IoT is to collect data. Okay, machine learning is to analyze and predict something. Predict whether it is a 6 or predict whether it is a 4, predict whether it is a out. Okay, is this clear? So if you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Any doubts? No doubts.
No,
Okay, I'll
sir.
be proceeding. Yeah, please. Okay, so I'll be forwarding. Right, so these are all things you can connect to the internet. Okay. Okay, so while designing IoT products, so we have different purposes. First purpose is monitoring. Monitoring means sometimes you need to monitor various parameters. So we have seen now monitoring applications. What are the various monitoring applications we have seen now? Monitoring fuel level, monitoring angle, monitoring force. So we have so many parameters. So you can monitor blood sugar, blood sugar. You can monitor BP. You can monitor temperature, body temperature. You can monitor ECG. You can monitor heart signal. You can monitor water flow. You can monitor gas leakage. So there are so many things we have to monitor in real time. Okay, so IoT is very useful for monitoring application. Okay, that's the purpose of using IoT. There is another purpose for controlling purpose. So for example, if you want to if pressure gets too high, shut off the valve. Okay, so to turn off, for example, to turn off light, you can use IoT. To turn on light, you can use IoT. To control speed, you can use IoT. So there are so many control actions. For every control action, you can use Internet of Things. So here it is real-time remote control. Okay, you can control from anywhere in the world, not just in your room. You can control anything sitting from somewhere in the world. Maybe you are too far, maybe in 1,000 kilometers far, but remember, if your device is connected to the internet, and if you have internet to your mobile phone or laptop, you can control from anywhere in the world. It is easy if it is connected to the internet. Okay, so these are control applications. You can control even light, colors. Okay, all this. So see, we are going to design all these products in the class also in the demo. So for example, how to control Philips Hue. You can control light colors. Okay, you can control light colors like red, pink, yellow through voice. If you say red, the light color will change to red. If you say yellow, yellow color will appear to your light. So it is possible. So you can do a lot of things. Okay, so with IoT, so even you can change the colors with your voice. Okay, autonomy, like you can design autonomous car, robot, autonomous face detection systems. So all these can be designed by using IoT. Okay, so here what we do is in autonomy applications, and we use both. In monitoring we use only IoT, in controlling we use generally only IoT, but whereas in autonomy we need to use two things together. What are the two things together? IoT as well as ML, both we have to combine. Okay, so very simple. So AIoT, so simple. So here you can see sensor organs, right? Sensor organs like ears, nose, mouth, eyes. So these are all actually IoT system where you will be measuring different things, like from your ears you will be listening to all types of talk, okay, voices. So whereas the nose, it is senses all different types of smells. Mouth, taste, eyes, we'll see all the visuals like images, videos. So all this data so will be collected, okay, through these sensors, right? So these sensory organs indicates IoT system. Whereas brain, for example, brain, how brain, what brain will do based on the smell. Sometimes we eat something, sometimes we don't eat something, right? For example, you want to eat some biryani, so biryani is not smelling good, then you decide that okay, I should not eat. If your biryani is smelling very nicely, so aromatic, okay, then what you will do is you will eat that biryani. Okay, so you make decisions based on smell, based on how that biryani looks, and then based on the taste, how that biryani tastes. Okay, so this all will be processed in your brain. So see, the data collected from nose, data collected from ears, data collected from nose, data collected from mouth, all things will go to brain. In the brain we do processing. Here the processing happens. After processing we make decision, right, whether to eat a particular thing or not. That is a decision making. So the decision making will be the output. Okay, so AIoT will be the combination of gathering data, and then based on the data we have to make decisions. Okay, you can do a lot of decisions based on this. This is simple understanding of AIoT. Okay, so this is clear, right? So there are so many examples, like for example a smart fridge, smart refrigerator. What is a smart refrigerator? So smart refrigerator can book eggs online, can book eggs online. How? See, it can book milk packets online. Can it be possible? Yes. So directly your refrigerator will measure whether milk packets are present in your refrigerator or not, and based on that it will directly book milk packets online. Even it can book eggs also based on the requirement. So now this is autonomous product which will be booking the products, okay, instead of you. So it will be taking your place to do everything for you based on your requirement. Okay, that is smart refrigerator, smart washing machines are there, smart cars are there. Okay, these are all simple examples we can discuss. Okay, right? So voice control home automation, you might know about it. Okay, so this purely works with AI plus IoT. Voice will be processed, voice will be processed by using NLP, natural language processing. Natural language processing is AI technique, or machine learning technique. So here we'll be using natural language processing to convert your voice into commands, and these commands we give to IoT device. So this IoT device will control lights and fans based on our voice. For example, if I say turn on the light, so based on this device, this is a voice assistant which will convert this voice into commands, and these commands will be received to our device, and this device will control the lights and fans. Okay, so this simple application of AI IoT, this is the one single application. Okay, we are seeing about AI IoT. And there is this is also voice. Some of you know that. So this AI IoT product like Google Voice Assistant, some of you are using Google Voice Assistant, right? Same way, there is a product called as Learning Thermostat. What is Learning Thermostat? So thermostat, Nest Thermostat is a product available. This is the product of Google. So they are using to control for heating or cooling. For example, to heat the room or to heat the to cool the room, they are using this Nest Thermostat. This Nest Thermostat will be used along with an AC or a heater. So you have to fix this Nest thermostat with existing AC or existing heating. Okay, so this Nest thermostat is not actual directly is not AC or not a heater. It is a controlling device which will control existing AC or existing heater. So what is the advantage of this thermostat? See, this thermostat will learn from us. For example, you are using this thermostat for 1 week. During 1 week you have total 7 days, right? Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7. What we will do is, in day 1 you kept adjusted temperature manually. So manual adjustment, you are doing manual adjustment. Okay, so you adjust the temperature to 29. Day 2 you are adjusted this to 33. Day 3 24. Day 4 23. Day 5 you adjusted it to 26. Day 6 you adjust 27. Day 7 you adjusted it 28. So now see, your thermostat is a learning thermostat. Means whatever maybe you are adjusting, there is a knob. So there is a knob to control these temperatures. So you are controlling by using that knob. So 29 you kept 33, 24, 23, 26, 27, 28. So you adjusted manually. Okay, after adjusting it manually, what happens? This entire data will be converted. Remember, when you adjust it manually, automatically this data will be stored in this. Now your thermostat will use this data. From this data next week, now you kept this in auto mode. When you kept this in auto mode, so you already already this data is stored in this thermostat. So this thermostat uses this data. Okay, day 1 it will try to fix this temperature 29, 33. So this is what you adjusted previously. So now it will be giving these temperatures now without your intervention. Means without controlling it, automatically this thermostat decides your temperature. Okay, so means it will decide for you. It will think for you what is comfortable, what is very convenient for you. So now thermostat can think for us once you train it, but we have to give training to it. Once you give training to it, automatically it will make decisions in place of us. Okay, so it will try to understand our behavior based on the data. So after understanding our behavior, it will start working for us. Okay, this is one simple example how a IoT product works. Okay, is this clear, all of you? So with this I'll be closing this demo, but remember, so we are going to design 10 projects in this course. Total how many? 10 projects. So 10 projects will be purely based on IoT and AIoT. So those are all practical. Okay, so you will be enjoying those practicals. Okay, so this IoT products like voice control home automation, you'll be designing voice control home automation. You'll be designing Philips Hue model, smart refrigerator. You are going to design smart refrigerator. You are going to design weather station, and then you are going to design water leakage detection system. So these are all few projects we are going to design in this particular IoT AIoT course. Okay, so this is the first time we are in India to offer this course. No one is offering this AIoT course. This is the first institute to offer AIoT. So I wish you should get the benefit of this, as you are from RIT EEE. Okay, so you will be get very good benefits like discounted price also will be available for you. Okay, so remember, you can view the videos, you will get the kit also, IoT kit also. We'll be providing free IoT kit. Okay, and then you will get the recorded videos, code and everything. So we will teach you like a kid. Okay, so it's a very useful. So you can ask the doubts now. If you have any doubts or anything, you can ask me now. Yes, Naidu, Naresh.
Sir, after this certification,
Yeah, we provide certifications. We have e-certification as well as hard copies. Okay, we do provide certificates also.
oh,
Yeah, we have two types of certificates. One is internship certificate, another one is course certificate. Okay, you will get both of them so that you can showcase. At the same time, you can keep all the 10 projects in your resume. Okay, so that it will build your resume. Okay, even you will be using internship certificate as well as course completion certificate to show it in your interviews. It will be very useful for you.
thank you, sir.
Yeah, still if you have any doubts, please let me know. Anyone having doubts, you can ask me. Naidu, Naresh, Talari, Kumar, Krishna, yeah, Shruti, Sunil, Optimus Prime. Okay, so all of you, you can contact Shiva sir if you require any information, or you can contact us also. Okay, so I'll be giving my WhatsApp number here, 630-186-5670. You can see it in the chart. Okay, 630-186-5670. So if you have any doubts, you can contact us. So it would be very useful for you if you learn in this lockdown period. Okay, so this course is for 30 to 45 days. Okay, every day we'll be teaching 1 hour per day, and it will be from 30 to 45 days duration required for this course. Okay, right? So in this, IoT will be for 20 days, and then remaining days for machine learning, and then we combine both. Okay, this will be very fun. Okay, to understand and learn. Okay, right. Still, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. So I think with this, I'll be closing. Yeah. So anyone can raise the question. Still, if you have a doubts, because we have a live session where you can ask any doubts.
Sir, when will be this course will be started? Like the date, it will be kind of be like this online courses or like normal classes.
This will be online. This will be online, purely online. So we provide offline, but it's not possible, right? So nowadays
How much,
it's
sir?
definitely possible. Okay, this entire program will be online only. So you'll be learning online from here. You'll be getting kits through courier or speed post. You'll be getting them. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I got it.
Right. Any doubts still? Right. Okay. So yeah, Siva sir, I'll be closing this session. Okay. So if they have doubts, they can contact me, or they
Okay.
can. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So if they are interested, they can join in the evening. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.